right, buddies. Here we are. It is Wednesday.
Is it?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Tis the 4th of June.
You get your butter, Jack?
Happy 4th of June to you.
I
know you're part American.
Butter the other day. Oh, yeah, Independence Day.
That's right. Big one.
Big one.
Celebrate
Get your
your
fireworks.
I don't hear about it up here.
Watch your fingers.
Yes.
Fast rushers.
Yeah, look out. Back it up. Back
Bag it up, Tim.
This program, a presentation of Bet365. Oh, Bet365, that app is going to be busy today. Get into the action for the Cup playoffs. Stanley Cup final begins tonight. Official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs, be 19 or older to take part. And the super chat. If you want to get in during the course of the show live on the YouTube, put a little money down. We'll take the money and donate it to the Youth Centers of Calgary. And then post your comment on the program.
Yeah, send us your Alberta well wishes.
And then we'll comment on your comment.
Well,
we'll judge you.
Potentially, yeah.
Yeah, probably some judging.
Might have been questioning you on your comment.
Maybe. Of the harsh variety. Unfair. That sort of thing.
What was that?
Yeah.
Is that our...
That's the laptop
That's
that at this point,
sucks.
do you think or is it the...
Okay, but it's not the show. We're still live?
Oh, no, we're good. The show's good.
Okay.
So it's either I think the laptop would probably be best served as a serving tray or a boat anchor.
I needed a boat anchor yesterday.
Did
Went
ya?
fishing. It's like,
You're fishing.
wish we had an anchor.
So you didn't invite Jack? He's been talking about fishing for like a month straight.
Jack has never paid me the pizzas that he owes until Jack steps up and gets off his...
Monday, pizza day, right?
Don't bring it on Monday. I don't eat on Monday. Why don't I eat on Monday?
Oh, yeah,
When did this start?
Yeah.
seems recent.
Steaks were great yesterday. New marinade.
Tuesday steaks.
Really good.
What was the new marinade?
It was more of a sweeter. There was a little brown sugar in there. And it was caramelized nice. The crust was good. Very good.
Pour some
I did
sugar on
the
me.
smashed. Now, there's a new version of smashed where you smash the potato and then you fry it up and make it crispy. But I just did I didn't peel the potatoes. I just boiled up little red potatoes and smashed them with butter and garlic and all kind. Woo! You better come over. Real good. Jack, you're invited. Real good.
Real good, Jack.
Real good.
Real good.
Real good.
What?
Well, I'm just thinking it's opening statements. It's McLeod Law.
Try a new call the Peter at McLeod Law and get a new marinade.
Call Peter
would
Klein.
know.
Yeah, get a patent for your new marinade before someone steals it. You've already given them some ingredients, brown sugar. Should have kept that to yourself.
Yeah,
Damn it.
down
Yeah.
low.
Damn it.
Maybe if you have suffered a personal injury on the job and you're trying to navigate through all the murky waters with your workplace and
The legalese.
just don't do it. Contact Peter, contact
It's an expert in there.
McLeod Law. You worry about you. They'll make sure that everything else is that you're being treated fairly. That's all we ask. Not looking more than our fair share. Just be fair.
Be fair,
Fair, be
please.
honest. Yeah. Fair and honest. That's all we want. There's a game tonight, and I know we're all very excited to watch it.
Can't wait to discuss it. Can't wait to watch it. Can't wait to break it down again tomorrow. It's really lining up for us, Dean.
Yeah.
Over under how many minutes you're going to watch live?
Steak or burgers tonight, Dean?
Well, you just had steak.
I know. I saw a burger taco. Yeah, I was bored last night sitting in the frickin' parking lot at the Calgary Soccer Center.
Yeah.
Awaiting the highly anticipated match between Axemen C1 and C2
Right.
head to head.
Gotcha.
At the soccer center, but there for lacrosse.
Yeah.
I was confused by
And then I watched somebody cook a
burger taco.
taco on one of those big griddles.
Yeah.
Looked delicious.
Do you have one of those griddles yet?
No, but I should get one. I got Doug one for Mother's Day, Father's Day combo.
what I call the man grade.
How about that? Have you heard of the man grate? Yeah. So which Axeman did the Axeman win?
Yeah, we've only got one loss. We're real good.
Yeah, real good.
You been giving any speeches ahead of games or?
Nope. But the shoveler
Probably
did a
stick with
fine
that.
job at getting, you know, you got to do your volunteering, right?
Sure do, buddy.
As soon as that volunteer list came out, penalty box, penalty box, penalty box, penalty box, penalty box, penalty box.
Yeah.
So good.
So good.
Easy peasy.
I'm not going to say anything.
What were you saying this morning about getting older? Getting old?
It's not the best.
Not the best?
I don't think it's something you should strive for, but
Yeah.
it's better than the alternative. Jack? Huh?
That's the alternatives. Not me.
You know what I mean, right?
Oh man, that's you, boy. Yeah, working hard or hardly working. Yeah. Honest to God, I think I woke up this morning. I think my eyesight got worse overnight.
Overnight.
Really?
I think it got worse overnight. It's worse today than yesterday.
Son of
I think I need glasses all the time now. I'm looking at the road signs and looking around.
I watched a Rogan where he said you could reverse.
I know Rogan. Yeah,
Of
take
course,
some,
yeah. Just chew on some car
take some
tire
bison
and then
blood and
We got
inject
lots
it.
of bisons in
gurgle
here.
ammonia,
It's
and
good.
away you go. Your eyes
Yeah.
are better.
Yeah. Oh, reverses the macular degeneration. I know.
Yeah,
I
sure.
know.
I was just going to say we got to bring back If I'm Old, but I think that's just a show now. We can rename
Yeah.
it If I'm Old.
Bunch of old fucks.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Rather than a segment, it's just the whole show.
But I truly, this was okay. So we got the dentist, we got a jeweler, we got a law firm. Who's our eye? Do we
Oh, we should then. There you are.
need an optometrist?
You're damn
Somebody
right we do.
help this guy out. Jeez.
If you'd like to sponsor Boomer's Bad Eyes,
I'm watering
Contact
all
the
the time.
Wolverine.
Can't see.
There's a lot that needs done there.
I was thinking, like, how many years am I from just like going to a sporting, or like just somebody tell me what's going on? You kind of
You're gonna have to wear AI
You gotta
goggles,
turn
or
on
the
that, like,
VR goggles. Constantly.
described visuals on your TV.
Yeah.
It's like, and the player is throwing it into the service of play.
this is less exciting now that I'm blind. Anyway,
Tonight's show, I'd be maybe okay.
I was gonna so in that respect, we shouldn't take for granted the fact that we can see and we have an opportunity to watch a hockey game.
Better
We
do it.
bitched because there was no hockey, and now there's hockey, and we continue to bitch.
I think that's the If I'm Old show we're
Again,
doing.
yeah, that goes back to the old
Yeah.
thing.
What's going on over there, note takey?
It looks like the Penguins have just hired a new head coach. So I'm trying to figure out
okay.
who the hell he is.
Highly
mean,
regarded.
You mentioned
Maybe
his
you
name,
yes.
and you could have told him he moved in the door next to you, and okay, it's great. He's a nice guy.
Yeah, he was at that that event we did the other day. Yeah,
great guy. Yeah,
Great.
guy.
There is.
Hot dogs. Loves them.
Now, at the same time, I don't think it's because we don't know what we're talking about.
No.
I think this is not a common.
Jack, you should
Common
put it
name.
on
This is-
because you're a big
you're
Pittsburgh
a big
guy. You
Penguins
should put
honk.
a poll out there and go,
Why aren't you breaking this news?
who is the new
You should be all over
Pens
this.
coach? And
Be totally excited.
And poor Mitch Love's going to be a runner-up again. It
Yeah.
sounds like.
I was really looking forward to Mitch Love. You
Yeah, you're
guys
not
hyped
getting
him
him.
up last
Yeah,
week.
we're hyping him pretty
You're
good.
getting
We get
Bill
Dan
Terwilliger.
Dan Muse. Who's
Who the
Dan Muse?
He was 10 Muse. Well, guys, he was the assistant
that
coach of the
Flames. Oh, that's Henry.
Muse.
his
Yeah.
brother?
Well, how do you say this one?
MUSC. You'd say it the same, but spelled differently.
Oh, so like
Yeah,
you're.
it's like
So that could get Jack.
morning musings.
That's not going to be good for Jack. This different spelling stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Should have seen him trying to spell rock and roll hoochie coo this morning. Jeez.
Go ahead, Ryan.
2 years an assistant with the Rangers. Prior to that, 3 years at the National Development Team program. 3 years as a Nashville assistant before that. 2 years running the Chicago Steel, the USHL, and 5 years at Yale as an assistant.
He's been at it.
He's a
A while.
journeyman
He's got a lot of
coach.
different.
Yale.
The Bulldogs.
Ivy.
Well, congrats.
Fancy pants.
Guy I've never heard of.
On getting to coach Sid. Unless he goes, Colorado, please. No, they also don't need a center.
No, Sid's a big
So is
fan
everyone
of
done
this.
then?
Henry
All in,
Muse.
all done?
All done. In terms of coaches,
Yeah.
has Boston made Marco Sturm official yet? It sounds like they haven't because they might be waiting on Peter DeBoer.
Oh, really? I thought he had a gig.
He does, but what happens they might be curious about.
So
They're
we're,
happy to lose in the third round. That's better than finishing sixth from the bottom or whatever it was for them
Hmm.
this year.
we're a sports show, eh?
Well, no,
And then Seattle, they named coach earlier.
I have no idea who's coaching in Seattle.
Didn't they hire someone?
Is it the girl?
No, she's going to stay on as an assistant, I imagine, though.
Do you know?
Nah.
Jessica Campbell.
Jack?
What's her name?
Oh, not the girl's name. Who's the head coach in Seattle? I have no clue.
No idea.
Did Quenneville get hired?
Anaheim.
That's right. Yeah.
He back. He's back.
He's back.
Lane Lambert, which of course is why
Right.
the other Lambert left Calgary.
Yeah.
So they hired Lane Lambert?
Yes.
Wow.
So it's now GM Jason Botterill, President Ron Francis. Did such a great job. They got him upstairs. That's the gig right
There's
there.
a Pittsburgh connection there, right?
Uh,
Botterill was the AGM
Botterill-
there.
yes, and then went to Buffalo as GM.
Yeah. Francis, of course, a Penguin for a
I
long
think
time.
That was long before Jason Botterill was the GM of.
They would have
Well, when
known
did
each
he
other
leave?
somewhere.
He was in Carolina, Francis, not Pittsburgh.
I guess he never did. Did he not work for Pittsburgh in the
No,
front
never.
office?
It was Carolina's whole career.
Okay. All right.
Director of Player Development in 06, AGM 07-08, and then GM 2014-15.
Not long, because he was very highly regarded
Well,
and then got shown the door.
quietly 6 years in Seattle as GM because they hired the GM before they even started play, if you recall. They had a couple of years of the GM and no team.
What a cushy job that was.
Seriously, this paid leave, man. We got to look harder at this stuff.
Okay, so who's this coach? What's
Dan Muse of the Penguins or Lane Lambert of the Kraken?
Dan Muse?
Do you know Lane Lambert? I know.
Well,
Lane
he's
'cause
been
they're
a-
Saskers.
He's been a head coach.
Oh, he was the Islanders. Oh, dear. Is that our boy DeForest with a shaved head? Kind of looks like him.
Hmm?
No?
Who is this, Jack?
That's your new head coach, bud.
I don't like this at all.
Is it really?
What?
This is how you judge a coach, by the way.
Yes,
Jack's
right
getting
there.
right to brass tacks. I love that take. Keep
Yeah,
going.
here, take your resume. Just hang on to it. Let me look at you for a little
Give
bit.
me a stern look, like
I
I
need the
just
cut of your jib.
like I just iced it on a power play. Give me a look here.
Well,
I mean, the Rangers were
I
awesome.
want to say something smart assy, but I'm just.
I know. Don't do it because we're better than that.
Well, and if we hadn't blackballed Rat, this could be his job. I understand why he might be a little sour.
No,
today.
Dubas is a dork. He would never hired me.
Is that what Dubas is doing? Hiring dorkier
No, I'm not
people so that
saying
he feels
anything.
less
It
I'm not
dorky?
saying
sounded
anything.
like you said exactly
I
that. What do you
just
mean you're not saying anything? He basically laid it out.
What are you talking? Don't put words in my mouth. Use your own.
Okay.
Tell me what I'm saying. I would never say something disparaging.
Like
Right,
what?
Jack?
Never.
Never. Wouldn't do it.
Certainly not.
So there you go. Hey, who's he coaching? Pittsburgh. Congrats, Pittsburgh.
Go Pittsburgh.
All right, Sid.
Yeah.
One jersey player if you want it, I guess.
Jack, call Sid, see what he thinks.
Hey, Jack, can you put that picture back up for one more time? Do you still have it?
That's
I hate to do
AI,
that
isn't
to
it,
you.
Jack?
Now, again, we're just trusting that
Jack's
his
an
spelling
idiot.
is terrible. That could be any
That might be the
grown man standing behind a bench with no hair. But this from G Fount, more like Dan, unamused. Am I right? You know, Grant Muse. That does not.
Real good.
Oh boy. Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Like, we're already acting like there's nothing to talk about. What
There's
is
so much to talk about.
God, there's a lot
It's
to talk
game
about.
one of the
got
cup.
a new coach?
Yeah, it's August. And remember, lots to talk about. Never slow. 4 hours, then you can go.
You know what else?
What's up?
We talk about the Brock Lobster.
That's why Sid's not going to Colorado. They just got their second line center locked in.
Did Brock lock it in?
He locked it in.
Wow.
Okay,
good for
so-
him.
Brock will turn
34.
34 in October. Do you want to guess the money or the term or both? Brought in as a second
That's
line center.
tricky.
Well, I know, but we're not going to judge it. It's more just like, I think
Give him the term.
3 years.
Turning
33,
34.
34 and only
So
3
it's
years?
34, 35, 36-year-old seasons. He was in extension conversations with the Islanders before the trade happened. Lou's gone there.
They gave up
They
a lot
gave
to
up-
get him.
I'm blanking.
So the kid,
We're all blank.
Cullen, come on, idiot.
Bradshaw.
Richie.
Yes, Callum Ritchie. Thank you. And a first, amongst other assets. Callum Ritchie.
Hmm.
Their
I
top
don't know.
organizational
6.
prospect. And that was kind of the
That's
a
what he was
number that had
making.
been floated.
His last deal was 6 years, $6 million per. It expired. He's now back a 3-year for 7.5.
Ooh.
Second line center. All of a sudden, Naz is looking like a bit of a. You can trade that contract now, Red.
I would much rather have Naz.
Well, that's kind of what I was thinking. Now, you've already given up a haul to get Brock, and you're not giving up any assets to keep Brock, but who would you rather have? Nazem for 4 more years at 7 or Brock at 3 times 7.5? It's an interesting conversation.
Maybe Brock's got great character.
I'm sure he does.
And maybe I underestimate Brock's abilities, but 7.5 is.
Brock's big.
Yeah, we're
6'4", 215. Is that
Yeah.
what we saw this
You
morning?
got to play big to say you're big, Dean.
And he might be, but he's playing on Long Island, so nobody knows.
Yeah, he might be the most
He could be the second coming of
ferocious
Milan
checker in the
Lucic.
world.
Yeah,
We'd have
I
no
know.
idea. So congrats to that Muse guy
Dan,
and Brock Nelson.
do you want
What
me
a day.
do you want me to
Good
do
starts for both of their
Independence
days.
Day. Those two fellas
Yeah,
knocking it out of the park.
on a U.S. holiday. Amazing, this much work getting done.
No, the abs aren't going to like this, but I'm going to have to do this.
Are you?
Brock Nelson and Marty Necas will combine to make $14 million next year. Mikko Rantanen will make 12.
Well, I don't know the point you're getting.
What is
Well, I mean, it's just like, oh, we can't spend that kind of money on this guy. It's like, well,
But they have 2 players for them.
well, and so it begs the question: what would you rather have, a Brock and a?
I would rather have
Necas
Brock and
or,
Necas, but
Ransom?
I would like it for less than 14 because I think Brock's not worth 7.5. At 33, you're getting a fucking raise. Like
Yeah, we were saying just a
based
nice
on
little.
what?
It's turning
Cap going
34 in the fall. Just a quick 22.5 million to send you on your way. It's decent. Let's get to the insider hotline.
Oh,
We're ready.
He's gonna snap on us.
No, you know what? He's gonna,
please don't tell me he's in Edmonton. I'm not going to handle
He's
this
not in
well.
Edmonton.
Thank God.
but he does have a bat. If you're not careful,
I like that.
he'll use it on you.
Yeah.
Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating. Get 10% off a new air conditioner. Receive 1 year of free preventative maintenance. If you don't have an AC yet, what are you doing? Now is the time to do it. And no one better than Crystal Waters Plumbing and Heating to do it for you. The crystal clear choice for home comfort. 403-219-4100. Or check them out at crystalclearcalgary.com. Lil Slugger himself, Jamie McClellan.
Guys, what's up?
How we doing?
I'm good. And no, I'm not in Edmonton. They are sending us for 5 games, 5, 6, and 7, depending on if necessary, all that fun stuff. But I'm just sitting here with my my.
Oh dear, shameless plugs.
Look at that. No, I don't get anything out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
I've
In
never
other
once
ways, it's all
accepted
plug.
anything free.
See, I feel like you've got your irons in a lot of different fires we learned over the years.
Yeah, there's a 15% chance you own a small piece of that company.
I would love to, actually, to be honest. I would put money in from a venture capital group into that, but they probably have already been funded. I'll be honest. But I do love this flavor. And if they're listening, I will pay for
we've made connection with the folks at Cove. They're aware of this happening.
I'll pay for a flat to be delivered to my house, but I will not accept freebies. So it is what it is.
See, and I'm all about freebies.
I
don't
thought
know.
he was the money management guy. What, you're not
Such
taking free?
scruples.
Well, I could pay more and I'll choose to.
Free, you know what? Free comes with, I need a favor down the road. I need this and that. And, it sometimes, like I'm looking at 2 free hats over there on my left of my screen here.
Probably 3, but yeah.
Well, I don't know what the logo is. It's very attractive, but it looks pretty cool.
Let's go to the Ret Cam if we could. Well, this will all make sense.
See, they bring us beer, and we're big fans.
Well, I love it. See, that's cool.
We got our own beer.
See, we support each other, Jamie.
I love it. Well, I don't have anything. Nobody likes me enough to give me free stuff.
That's
like
not
that.
true at
It's,
all.
you know what it is? It's just that's cool stuff, and it's tied to the show and everything. I mean, you know what? Even I'll show you this shirt. It's a vintage goalie shirt. I love their clothes, and I know the owner is out of Ottawa, and he offers and he will send like a free hat and stuff like that. But I tell him, I'm like, you're a small business. take my Visa, let me support you, and I want to pay for it. So I
We'd
will
like you to
order.
support our small business, Noodles. If we could just have your credit card
Yeah.
number,
Yeah,
we
we'll just
really
take
want
that
you to
credit
support our
card number.
podcast.
Just read it out. Jack will jot it down.
Well, similarly, it's like my buddy Beef. He runs his hockey tournaments, AAA kids. He's like, I don't want volunteers. I used to get volunteers to run the time clock or whatever. No, let me pay you so that I can give you shit if you don't show up or you don't do it right.
Yeah, because a volunteer with exactly they don't have skin in the game. Hey, I'm here on my own time, so what do I care?
Like being married.
Well, I mean, technically,
Can't expect
That's
anything.
bad.
I want to get back into the Brock Nelson Necas conversation though, because I heard you before coming on.
Can I give you the stipulation first? Because that's for 1 year, and then Natchez is going to get a huge bump from his 6.
Yeah,
Well,
it's kind
the
of an
other thing
yeah.
too, though, what I'm reading is this Natchez a pain in the ass? Because
I don't know. Where are these leaks coming from? That apparently he's not thrilled in Colorado, and maybe that's way off base. But we knew he wasn't happy in Carolina. The dad was the squeaky wheel a year ago.
Yeah, where is this guy going to be happy? How about play better? I mean, he's a hell of a player. I will say that, but I don't know what will make this guy happy. Like I think sometimes if you just said it, if the dad is involved, that's a package I don't want.
Yeah.
Because it's a pain in the ass. Like you're going, now you got the player and the kid, and the dad's probably telling the kid he's the greatest player. You're better than McKinnon. You're better than McKinnon, son. You're like stuff like that. Like knock it off. Get out of. You know what? I would tell the kid, Natchez, grow up. Tell your dad to sit in the stands and watch you play hockey.
That's what the Medicine Hat Tigers had to say to Rhett's son.
They're all yelling at me.
Like I could see, well, no, Rhett, you're the exact opposite. I don't see you climbing the glass and yelling at people.
That is more of a problem nowadays than we would know about.
100%. And I'll even go a step further, because now it's the wives and the girlfriends, the WAGs or whatever they're called, the WAGs. Did you see the article the other day of Lauren McDavid and the WAGs in Edmonton and all? They all wear team coats and everything. The last thing I would want to do if I had a girlfriend and bring her to the game is have her identify that she was my girlfriend. If I'm not playing well, somebody's going to give her heck and approach her and stuff. Like all it is drawing attention to people going and the kids are in the glass and warm up and it's insanity. Like I get now there's a package that comes with players, but like to me, there should be a layer. These guys never get privacy. Why would you want to open a can of worms to open your private life even more?
And it's odd because there's a lot of things they do to get privacy, but then they'll go out and do something like that, and high-fiving their kid through the glass. And it's like, well, you've just eliminated all your private. Like, I get it. It's a heartfelt thing, but
it's weird. I'm sounding like a curmudgeon old man, and I'm not trying to. I'm trying to look at it through the lens of today. But like you just said, Rhett, you can't have the best of both worlds. You can't go, leave me alone. We want our privacy. But, in our life, we want to do this and just leave us alone if we want, if I'm going to walk around with a jacket on, or if I'm going to be right front and center, you've got to accept what comes with front and center. If you want to be private, like I think of a lot of guys that we played with, Red, or even guys like near the end of my career that I played with who were quite private people. Jay Bouwmeester comes to mind. Bo just played hockey and was really good at it, really good. But like you never knew. I knew his dad, Dan, from Edmonton, but like you didn't know his wife. Like
his wife worked in a clinic, and I walked in there, and she's like, "Oh, hi, Rhett."
Yeah.
Oh, hi.
But that's the thing. Like you didn't know about people's lives. Like you didn't. And I get social media has really brought that to the forefront. But now I would see the guys that I played with. I don't think their wives were like, hey, I need to be front and center too. Like Kara Ginla could have been like Jerome McGinley's wife could have been like that, but she was involved in charity. She was great in the wives' room. She was just a great citizen, just like Jerome. But it wasn't like, look at me, everybody. I need some attention.
Sorry, I'm not trying to interrupt you, but I've gone as far as saying I actually believe this, and it doesn't matter. If you want to get McDavid out of Edmonton, you go to Mama Bear. And you go, come open a shop down in Toronto or wherever, New York. Like,
that was just an example. I'm not.
I know, but I've said it, and I believe it. If you want
that Lauren McDavid, because I think what they are is invested in Edmonton. I think she's, small business owner, wants to do that. I respect that. What I'm saying is that there's articles in the paper about it. There's more attention on now the unit of a player when they're very private, and a lot of times they want privacy, but yet here's more publication. Here's more, hey, out here now you're going to have lunatic fans that want to go and do something, and their private space is going to be invaded. So I think there's a fine line, but they put themselves out there. So it's just, I think coming back, and this was coming back to the Necas conversation, like he's a hell of a player, but at what point, like it sounds like in Carolina, the dad was complaining or whatever. Again, you just pick up nuggets. I don't know the truth, but it doesn't sound like it's good. Like this is a kid that comes with baggage as opposed to just being a really good player.
And he continually said in Carolina, he want to play center, want to play center, want to play center. Well, he's not playing center in Colorado because they're going McKinnon, right. They're going Nelson, Charlie Coyle, Jack Drury, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. Those are your 4 centers. Like they literally brought in 3 centers last year. They didn't move them to the middle. Maybe that's the thing, or maybe it's not. Maybe this is just someone making up shit. I don't know.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
When is it the player? I'm trying to think of guys like that. If we're playing with guys like that, you'd pull them aside and say, "Get your head out of your ass."
Yes. At some
Does
point,
this happen? Like, tell your dad to beat it.
Yeah. At some point, the player has to grow up and go.
But sometimes it takes a player to tell that player, right?
Yes.
Like,
yes, I agree. Like sometimes you have to have. Now I can understand, like keep in mind, Rhett, like there are guys that get into the league at 18 and 20, 21, like, their family unit is around, and rightfully so. I get that. But you're seeing guys that are 26, 27, like married, family, and you're like, that there's the package that's coming with them. It's like, okay, enough. There's got to be a line in the sand to go, this is my life. This is my livelihood. I'm a man. It's funny. Mike Babcock, his whole lines, one of his lines in Toronto was always like, we've got men trying to feed their families. And, okay, so yes, if your men are trying to feed their families, then they don't need the parents and the brothers and the uncles and the cousins and all that stuffed into the penalty box for Instagram, waving and like, I'm being facetious, but you know what I mean? It's just, I just think there's a line, and I get it. Like we're going to be, I'm going to be around the finals. I don't know if you guys are going to be driving up for it. You don't want to, but I'm going to be around the finals, and that's a different animal. That's you bring your family. Everybody who helps support you get there, they should have a piece of that. I get, but on a Tuesday in November, no, like there's got to be a line drawn going, let me do my job.
Now, is there a Caesar's Steakhouse in Edmonton?
Yeah. How are we going to get
this? Because you owe me cheese toast, pal.
Okay, so I'll let you in on a little secret. I was in Calgary last Friday for the day. I went to Caesar.
We're going to need your credit card, Noodles.
Oh, no!
That is so dirty.
And
dirty. No.
Hang up on him, Jack.
Uh-oh.
Hang up.
So we're real tight.
Sorry, using your connection there, Noodles.
It was it was not a good. It was a tragic thing. So that's why I came in for a day. There was, it was just not a good thing. Put it that way.
Thing?
Yes. So it wasn't her funeral, that, but I came in to show support, and so for me at the end of the day, I wasn't calling friends in that. It was just I was in there, and one day, and I went to Caesar's, and I thought of you, Rhett, and I do owe you cheese toast and a full meal. Actually, you know what? The 4 of us should go.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
God.
Screw you, Jack.
And I will pay. I will buy a nice dinner there. The drinks are on you because you guys drink heavily, so I'm not paying for all that alcohol.
I'll bring some Coves for you. Don't worry.
Yeah, you bring Cove, but I will buy the cheese toast, the appetizers, and the steak. But great food.
Look at this guy.
Yeah.
So you're going to be around the finals. We are. I mean, we're loath to talk about it. We were saying we bitched when there's no hockey, and now there's hockey tonight. We're got to watch this freaking game. Yeah. I'll speak for myself. I have more, if you want to call it trepidation, fear just the Oilers have looked so poised and they've controlled games. And for the better part of series, 5 games, even LA, after they got off the mat at 2-0 down, they cruised to a 6-game. They look so composed. That's just the word I keep
They
throwing
could
out
literally
there.
be undefeated in the last 2 rounds. Like Vegas scored.
Well, Vegas scored
0.4
off
seconds.
of
Yeah, like with
Last second
Dreisaitl's
play.
stick.
and Dallas
Dallas
had
went wild on power play binge in the third period.
No, they also got some overtime wins, but they've been in control basically since game 2/3 of the way through game
Since-
3,
Yeah.
game 4 against
Anyway,
LA.
They have been, but and I would argue that Edmonton's had a tougher pathway than
Yeah.
Florida. You know,
Maybe.
I mean, Tampa's a hell of a team. I think Toronto's a good team, but I think Carolina ran out of gas.
Well,
I think-
let me ask you, because we talk about it, obviously. What is it about Dallas and Vegas? They just looked so spent and done for the better parts of both of those series. Is that Edmonton's doing? Because on paper, yeah, Vegas and Dallas, they're powerhouses. They were nothing to speak of in rounds 2 and 3.
Well, you know what? I know it always comes back to goaltending, but that's the one thing that Edmonton was able to get to. Darcy Kemper's up for the Vezina. He gave up 5 goals once this season. Edmonton got him for 5 goals like 3 games in a row for fun. Aiden Hill, up and down season, but down the stretch, really stable, won a cup. He's proven winner, and Edmonton got to him. Now, they got to him a little bit greasier. They got traffic and, got him off his game and that, but they got to him. Jake Ottinger, statistically, I believe, was the best goaltender in the playoffs heading into that series. Every one of his games was a quality start. He hadn't had a poor start.
Heading into round 3, it was like him and Freddie Anderson were ahead of the field.
Yes, you're right. Freddie Anderson as well.
Yeah.
And they got to him. And he looked quite ordinary or worse. And so that's the one thing. You're right. Like the other team, like you can break it down, the mechanics, and I didn't see a lot of the top players for Dallas show up. I think it was Edmonton's speed. It was their physicality. I think their D were really good at moving the puck klly to get out of their zone. So they weren't hemmed in their zone for extended lengths of time. I know this is a weird thing to say. I swear to God that John Klingberg helped stabilize their D.
Yes.
Yeah, they needed a puck mover. I think it was Jeff Jackson spoke somewhere after round
He spoke
3.
in the break and said, or in one of the in between periods, that he said that Stan Bowman was bullish on getting another puck moving D and not a defender, and they got Woolman, so they've got a puck moving D on each pairing.
Mm-hmm.
You've got Bouchard, you've got Woolman, and you've got Klingberg, and Kulak can move the puck too, can skate. And Stetcher can move and skate if he's in it. And Ekholm, like their D are mobile and can move the puck. And that's all they need to do. So I look at it, they weren't. Now, Florida's a different beast because Florida forechecks like madmen. And their D are aggressive on the strong side. And they're always pinching down with somebody on top. Now, I would say if Edmonton is going to have success, you got to have quick puck movement right out of your zone into the neutral zone and passing with speed. And I'll give you an example. Game 7, Toronto, Florida. Florida was over aggressive. Toronto had 3 breakaways in that first period. That could have been it. Now it was Lorentz, it was Nylander, and it was the other guy they traded for from Philadelphia. Scott Lawton. Had that have been Matthews, Marner, and Nylander, the score might have looked different. Now, you give those chances to 97, 29, 93, 91, guys like that, they might score on those chances. So that's what I'm looking at is Edmonton has been really efficient at getting out of their zone and moving in with speed. Can Florida combat that and make them play in their own zone a lot more? That's where Edmonton could get in trouble.
If I told you team got to the Stanley Cup final with an 896 save percentage, would you believe me?
Yes.
Here.
No, but I would, because keep in mind, everyone thinks 92. I think the league average was 902, 903 this year. Like it wasn't over. Like it's 9 out of 10 now. It's gone back. It's reverted back. It's not It wasn't for years. It was 918, maybe up to 920. You see guys that are, but for the league average is 9 out of 10 for the most part. And what they need is 9 out of 10 goaltending. And that's really because they're the highest. Both these teams are the highest scoring teams in the playoffs. They're both averaging about 4 goals a game, correct?
Yep.
So it's a race to 4. If you're going to give up 30 shots, you get 9 out of 10, that's 3. So it's a race to 4. Now, if you can tighten up the game, then it's a race to 3. But that's what I'm seeing. And that's not anything brilliant. That's just statistics. It's there. Each team can score 4. So, and the save percentage is around 9. So that's what I'm looking at.
Well, and you've got Skinner and Pickard. Both guys have 6 wins. That's not, you don't see that very often going into a cup final where one of the finalists.
Be like Pittsburgh and Carolina, the only teams I can think of that got that far.
Philadelphia had
Bouchard and Leighton, maybe. Yeah.
Scott Darling gave some games before Crawford took over there in Chicago, one of Chicago's runs. Really? Remember Darling played, I think, the first played like game 2 to 6 with Chicago against him, something like that. And listen, it's weird. Because if Edmonton finishes this off, which I don't know, it's a coin flip. People are like, it's just destined. McDavid's going to get it done. I'm like, have they watched Florida play? They're a hell of a team. So I will say, if Edmonton does win, you can look at the turning points of, Byfield not getting it out. Game 3 there. That could have made it. That could have really been a dagger.
Game 4.
The goalie challenge.
Game 3.
Those are 2 because those are critical ones. Where we could easily be sitting here and going, man, Edmonton had a pretty good team. They just couldn't put it together. Just couldn't. It all didn't come together in time. Klingberg was just settling back in. Kane was just settling back in. Frederick was limping around. RNH didn't have a great season. Hyman didn't have a great season.
Ekholm was out.
Yeah. Ekholm was out. Skinner was injured down the stretch. McDavid and Draisaitl, by their standards, Draisaitl was the only guy who had a great year. McDavid didn't even have a great year by his standards. So you look at it like they all came together at the right time. And it was almost like they were like, wake us up when the playoffs start. And it took them a few games before they got going, and now they're going. But this long break, I have no idea what to expect tonight.
There's a lot of similarities. Like Florida was the same. Like, I don't know how much they cared about anything after the 4 nations. They were happy to get guys rest. They didn't care if they were a 2 or 3 seed.
They did.
What are we looking at 2, 3 seeds here? Because I think Tampa was chasing Toronto for the top seed. There were like 2, 3 seeds in the division in the final. And both are like, yeah, this is just the dress rehearsal. Like, our best is ahead. We don't care. We're going to get right. We'll bring everyone back when it matters.
It's funny you say that because Paul Maurice kind of stopped short saying that to me down the stretch. They did a game in Ottawa, and I had a good chat with him out in the hallway before the game. And he goes, Jamie, we're not playing bad. But he goes, we're not there. Like he could almost say, like, and even talking to Rob Tallis, the goalie coach, he's like, we're right there, but he goes, we're not, it's almost like they weren't invested. They were just playing, hey, it's a Thursday night in Ottawa, we're playing. And that night they were unbelievable. Actually, I think either Allmark or Forsberg stole the game because there was back-to-back games where Ottawa's goaltenders stole the game. Because it was Tampa that put up 29 high-danger chances, and I think Forsberg won the game 2-1, something ridiculous, and same thing against Florida. You could see the framework of, like, really amazing teams, but they just kind of were coasting. And Edmonton was the same thing. Now, Kasperi Kapanen, they're getting guys that are chipping in, but I would argue it's Draisaitl. They put Draisaitl with Podkolzin and Kapanen, and he goes, you want to play with me? Play straight line, play fast, and get to the net, and I'll make you look good. That's kind of what's happened, and they do look good. So, be interesting to see. I think I look at factors on both sides. I think Marchand is always going to factor in. I think Tkachuk knows he's always going to try and factor in. He started to look healthier against Carolina. He didn't look very good against Toronto at all, and he was a non-factor really against. I know he scored early on against Tampa, but I didn't think he was overly dominant. But I think he looks healthier a lot now. So it's a coin flip for me, guys. I could see this going 7, and I really do. I think both teams are really good and possibly better than last year.
I think they both say they are. I mean, I know like Seth Jones is a good player. They swap up Montour, they bring him in. Marchand, that's another guy that fits their DNA in Florida.
Yeah.
Edmonton's got to feel better about their goaltending going to the final than they did last year. Klimberg's a revelation. They've found the depth they didn't have last year. It doesn't feel like a one-line team. Like I think both teams tell you they're better than last year.
They are, but how does that? I think the crazy thing is how does that match up? That's the weird thing because you're not playing a different, like you're playing the exact same team just with a few different characters on it.
Yeah.
I think early on we forget Florida got up 3-0, but Bobrovsky, I think he stole 2 of those games.
That's what I was just going to say. Bobrovsky to me is the key because you've had goaltenders that are really good that haven't stepped up to the plate and done the job that you needed them to do against the best players in the world and to help you win.
Yeah.
And Bobrovsky do it again.
I agree. I think that's the biggest thing is if Bobrovsky, you could argue today if you do a case study, if Edmonton wins, it's probably McDavid that wins the Conn Smythe. If Florida wins, it's probably going to be Bobrovsky that wins it. Because even if Barkov or Reinhart or Verhaeghe or Tkachuk go nuts in the series, they're still going to need saves. I don't see this as Florida winning in 6 and winning a bunch of games 6-1, 6-1, and the goalie's not a factor. The goalie's going to have to be a factor on both sides. I think Edmonton can get by if Skinner's good. I think Florida will get by if Bobrovsky has to be brilliant on certain instances, which I pointed out, where Florida's aggressiveness will get them in trouble, and the goalie has to be a difference maker.
And to be fair, the resumes aren't close. Like you're talking about a 2-time Vezina winner, highest paid goalie in the league, like up until a Shesterkin deal. Like they have a clear edge in net. It better show up in the next series or they're going to lose it.
Well, Bobrovsky's numbers in the finals, just kind of looking through that pack that NHL sends out, his numbers in the Stanley Cup finals, 5 wins, 7 losses, 3.51 goals against, 875 save percentage.
Yeah. I mean,
he's been really good, or it's like,
well, that was last year's final.
Where's Bob?
He was one of their best players. They got blown up by the Oilers in their 3 losses, right?
Yeah. That's the problem is, those numbers are inflated because I was there at wasn't game 6 like an 8-1 drubbing?
Yeah, thumping.
Or game
you
4.
talked about earlier, like it just ties in nicely. The Florida Panthers get up 3-0, and you're talking about the distractions that family and girlfriends and kids provide. All the families there for game 4 in Edmonton. They fly up because they might be able to win, right? I believe it was Florida with home ice.
Yeah.
Then they fly. Everyone's back to Florida. Then they're back up to Edmonton for game 6, and then they're finally back in game 7. The only time the Oilers had to travel with that circus of family around was going to game 7 because they were never in a spot to clinch until then.
Yeah, my understanding in talking to people from Florida, they brought the whole whack of them up on the game 4. Game 6, they were like, no, not so much. Yeah, they really pared it down because I think they were getting, you're getting a little more nervous, right? Going, hey, like, what are we dealing with here? The other thing is, I think if you're going to look at experience second time or third time around, it's going to help Edmonton because first time around, just talking about, cousins, uncles, everybody needs tickets. Everybody needs this. Hey, I'm flying in. Haven't seen you in 2 years, but I'm going to stay on your couch and want to come to the game. Like, and it's a circus. And I think now they know what to expect. It's media day. It's louder. It's noisier. The city's buzzing. How are you going to approach your game day? All that type of stuff. Rhett, you can speak to it. You've been in a final. What was that like? I know it's different with social media and stuff then, but like, was your game day routine different? Was the distractions, was it noisier?
It's way noisier unless you shut your phone off and don't get involved in it. I mean, I was single and it was easier. And the first 2 finals, there weren't even cell phones. So it wasn't such a big deal. But the last one, I literally kept my phone off. It was like, I'll contact you if I've got tickets. So there was, you talk to a few people, but the best thing, and everyone's different. Some people like the noise. I didn't. I just went, let's focus on what we're doing here. So it's very noisy, especially if you allow it to be.
Yeah. I remember Robin telling me he got a drum set and he got so tired of having pregame naps. Like he was like, I just go down and play the drums.
Yeah.
He said, my naps were shortened because he said, you're so wired during the day. He's like, you're just going to lay there anyway. So he goes, I go and play the drums, listen to music. Like he found like a different routine to get to the game. And I think that's the biggest thing now. I can't imagine as we actually put a bow on the distraction of the group that come in. You're at home and you're playing a game and your parents are there. Mom wants to cook pregame, girlfriend, brothers, uncles, sister. Like you got to go. I might stay at a hotel. Like,
I would think 90% of the time the guys are staying in hotels just for that reason, or at least that's how it was with.
Yeah.
And it's, you know what, it may be nothing, but you just think about things that potentially could be an edge for the Oilers. You're back for the second. It was just last year. It's the same team. So the travel, you know what the travel is. You know what the climate is. You know what the rink is. You know what all of it, the dressing room, all the stuff that maybe threw you for just a little loop here or a little loop there.
Yeah.
You're so much wiser this time around. The thing that I'm kind of home ice. Edmonton has home ice, and they've been so good. You think about those series where they've started on the road and they get game 3 and they just demolish teams when they get back in there. And then you think of Tkachuk in the Leaf series, talk about there's just so much pressure on the home team to play. We were just so happy to come in here. We had
Just
no
take one.
pressure. We could just take so what's it going to be? Is it going to be feasting with that crowd and that energy and just how good the Oilers have been at home? Or is it the Panthers being the Panthers coming in there and being the bad guy in front of their home for the home crowd?
That's the crazy part, because you can make an argument for both.
Yeah.
The only thing I would dig in, remove the emotion, is I saw a stat, I think it was Mike Johnson who brought it up, that McDavid last year head-to-head with Barkov, it was like 1 goal to 1 goal. But then
Barkov's good.
It's the best defensive center in the league against the best
Right.
team in the league.
But away from that matchup, McDavid's line was 5-1. So starting at home, getting away from that matchup and finding, Chris Knobloch finding an extra shift for those guys on an icing and stuff like that. It might be, home ice. I get, the crowd is the 6th person and all that. I'm talking tactical. Like you find that matchup and pinpoint on Florida's third pairing and find a extra shift for McDavid or Draisaitl here, or you come back with them. That's where I think you can have that advantage, because you got 2 of the best defensive forwards playing for Florida in Reinhart and Barkov, and
top 2 vote getters for the Selke.
And I was a voter. I had them in there. Now I would when Draisaitl actually applies himself, I have him as a Selke guy too. He's a hell of a player. He can play in all situations. I just think times where he's like, nah, I'm good. Like there's times now. I don't think that'll be the case in the finals or even in the playoffs. We haven't seen that, but there were nights on a Tuesday in November. He'd be like, nah, not doing that. Like it's too hard to get back there. But I look at it. It is going to be fascinating. And I had some X factors going in that were kind of unsung heroes. Lundell for me is a really pivotal guy. Because I think if Bennett leaves, he's their number 2 center. And he's a really good player. And on the other side, it's Henrique, because Henrique, I think that's a 3rd line center. He's going to get matchups on the road that you're going to have to win that matchup or at least tie. And if it's 3rd line versus 3rd line, Florida's 3rd line has been dominant.
I was just going to say, Noodles, you think about over the years, you remember Detroit with the grind line and Anaheim when they won. Everyone, Tampa Bay, they had their 3rd line. That lost Ryan and Marchand and Lundell 3rd line has been so good.
Yeah.
On night, okay, we got Reinhart under check. Tkachuk was a little bit off. Rosterainen came through with 2 goals, or Lundell with a big goal. They've been a really good 3rd line.
And a lot of it has been, in talking to people in Florida, is Marchand has got those 2. Apparently they're very like just quiet fans, just do their job, just do their and he's got them like they worship him, in a good way. Like they're like, this guy is an amazing, and Marchand's big personality. Apparently early on, when he got to Florida, he was injured. He was trying to figure out, okay, I've been a captain. I've been a lot, kind of a loud personality. How do I fit in here? And he just let go, and the boys just love him. Apparently, he's just like one of the most popular guys in the room, and he's invigorated that group. I don't think they make it through Toronto without Marchand. He was their best player. You're right, and so I look at it. he's an X factor, but he's too popular. I'm looking at unsung heroes. That's why I thought Lundell, and I look at a guy like Henrique, who's got to be a difference maker for the Oilers in a positive way. And not scoring, but he's got to do a job when he's on the ice. That's that's why he came there kind of on a value contract, and they brought him back because I think he's a hell of a player. He's a really smart player.
We can't keep you forever, but
that's true.
You're gonna flip a coin, or how we decide who's gonna win this thing?
Yeah, how's the spine? The spine of the team when you overlap
spines.
When you overlap the rosters, that's how Noodles does it.
I mean, the edge is in goal. We know Florida, but Skinner doesn't. The thing is the gap can't be that big. That's the biggest thing. Okay. And I think Edmonton's D is, as I laid out, puck movers on each pairing. They've been really good. At Ekholm coming back is a big plus. Him getting that game underneath his belt is a big plus because he's a big, strong guy and who can be physical in front of the net. So, yes, I like Jones. Yes, I like Ekblad. Forsling might be the best defender in the series, but I think their D kind of wash each other. And the forwards, there's tremendous depth on both sides, but 97 and 29 are the two best players in the games. So I give a slight edge just based on those two to Edmonton. But the team game, Florida's been there, done that, and they've also excelled. Like they've actually won it. So that intangible might bring it back. That's why I'm telling you, it's a coin flip. I don't have. I mean, a week from now we'll be talking, and we'll be deep into this series.
And most of these games, anyway, it's like, there's the one bounce of the puck, and it hit a shin pad, or that was posting out, not posting in, or it got the knob of the goalie's stick. And I mean, we've seen so many 1-goal games in this postseason where it's just like, it's
crazy.
It's cruel. One bounce can dictate. We think this guy's a loser, this guy's a winner over here.
Ask Pete DeBoer. 10 days ago, the guy was the greatest coach on the planet, and all of a sudden now they're like, oh, you embarrassed the goaltender, you did this and that. You're like, all right, well. I didn't feel like he needed to drive the bus over him and back up over him. Like the series was over.
He kind of did, right?
Oh, yeah. There's no need for that.
There was no need.
Series is
that.
over. You don't need to throw any gas on the fire.
There was just no, I know he was emotional and all that. There was just no need. I had no problem with the pull. I just thought he should have gone back in. You put him back in, you're going to yell at everybody, get your head out of your ass and go back, get going. But you don't give the goalie the opportunity to do that too. So,
It was a weird one because I said, if you're pulling the goalie, then don't call timeout. That is your timeout.
Yeah. But I think he was so.
Tell him at the beginning. Don't wait till it's over to tell him.
You don't.
It was just a weird transaction how it all went down, and then at the end to you lose. Whether
he could have just said, "I wanted to pull the goalie and to spark the team, and we're looking for something to get us going."
Yeah.
Instead,
but went to a very prepared almost statement about his
6 of the last
performance
7
last
games,
year
and
and
the
numbers.
Is there more to it though?
There
Is
has
DeBoer
to be.
pissing people off, or is Ottinger a pain? That's for me. None of it makes sense. I'm like,
something was weird. Like something's off there to the point where they might have to have a beer together this summer and squash some stuff because Ottinger's got 8 years left.
I know, but DeBoer, I'm more looking at DeBoer because he's bounced around after having success. I'm like, well, something doesn't feel right here.
5 of the last 6 conference finals.
Maybe it's just circumstances, but
guys missed their game 7. Just get him to game 7.
Yeah,
Can't do it in round 3 apparently.
couldn't do that.
Yeah. He's not.
We were saying if you're Jake Ottinger, you're the guy. You signed the 8-year deal. You're in the 3rd round elimination game. 2 goals and 2 shots. Okay, well, I got to make saves, but at the same time, guys, are we ready to play?
Yeah.
And then your coach pulls you, and you put Casey DeSmith.
Yeah.
Not a storied NHL veteran who's maybe been through. Casey DeSmith the rest of the way. So you sit on the bench, you're embarrassed, you lose, and then your coach. If I'm Ottinger, I need some time before I'm having a face-to-face with DeBoer.
Yeah,
I might rip it off.
You need to go fishing in Michigan or whatever they do there. But I agree. It just is a weird. I just didn't like the way that all went down because you could argue, and I think Dallas is a hell of a team, and they've gotten there every year. Now they got to get over the hump, but they're not. That's not blow it up type of thing. It's like, hey, we need to keep adding pieces. We need internal growth. We need all of these things. But in the end, it was such a black cloud over, a week earlier. You're like, this team can beat Edmonton. This team's really good, and It's amazing how the perception of something can change in 1 week. Like I could argue, and I always bring it to Toronto. If Toronto loses in double overtime in Game 7 to Florida, you go, it's a pretty damn good team, and that got beat by a really good team as well. But it's the fact that they got blown out 2 home games on, and booed off the ice, and that it's the optics of it. Whereas a week earlier, they're like, Toronto's making the cup. You know how it is here. They're making the cup and took care of Ottawa. And so the perception is like, they've got to blow everything up. Well, I think you need tinkering. And it's the same thing in Dallas. And if Edmonton loses, you're going to, they're not just going to blow the team up. You got to reload and keep trying. That's the biggest challenge. I think everyone's leaning Edmonton, but I wouldn't sleep on this Florida team. Like I think Florida's a hell of a team, but McDavid is a man possessed, so we'll see how he's going to handle with it.
Just back to the Dallas thing, we'll let you. Did they have a goalie consultant or a goalie coach that can fly in to try and kind of soothe and calm the waters between the goalie and the coach?
And get poisoned on a boat or something like that.
Compensation.
Because you did that. Didn't you have to kind of go and talk to, because it was
myself and Mike Keenan flew over to have a visit with Mika Kiprasov. Yes.
Yeah.
And we went for some great steak dinners and some beers, and it was a great visit. And I really think, no, I don't even think, I know it helped. We forget. We show up for training camp. The coach is already in coaching form. You're not getting to see what this person's like away from the rink. We always talk about Daryl Sutter. I mean, Daryl's the greatest human away from the rink. And he doesn't talk hockey with you or any, it's family, it's, farming or, you name it. Like Daryl's very, yeah, exactly. But when you're around in that environment, it's hockey and it's intense. You don't get to see the best of everybody all the time, right? And I think that trip was a prime example of getting to know the person involved, not the actions or the comments in heated moments. A lot of teams, I'm sure, do it behind the scenes. Put it that way.
All right, pal, we'll let you get out of here. Are you off to the golf course today?
I am. I got to go right now. I don't even know where the hell this thing is.
All right.
Get a collared shirt on, Noodles. Come on, clean up your act.
I do, but I got to be on the panel tonight. So I'm taking a collared shirt, and then I can't wear a golf hat because my hair has got to, the Lego hair's got to stay on. So got a lot of motion here. All hell's breaking loose. And I'm starving. I got to eat.
All right.
Get out of
Out of
here.
here. See ya. There he is.
Jeez. He makes a really good point about the coach thing I'd never thought about. Because, how long do you guys hang around when a season's over?
0.
Gone.
Out.
And how jacked up are coaches in their offices for 3 weeks before the player even arrives for training camp?
They spent all
Before and
summer.
after. At the end of the year, the coaches will
Right.
sit around and go through all the bullshit at the end of the year that the team wants, and then they're there early.
So what are the odds you'd ever run into your coach when his guard's
You'd
down?
avoid him like the plague.
No, but I just mean when his guard was down, what are the odds of running into your coach in June? 0.
0. And even if you did, you'd probably avoid him like the plague.
Yeah, you're like, that guy's up my
Judging
ass
me.
anytime I
And
do
then
anything.
training camp starts, and you have every hour for 2 weeks mapped out, and you've had for weeks.
Yes.
Line combos, power plays, drills you're running, food. You've got it all. Yeah, you are in absolute game on mode. When the guys, hey, how you doing? Did you have a good summer? What you do in family, dude? You got get your shit on. We've got 3 out. We got
Hey, we're only allowed to be here for so long at training camp.
Totally.
So
No
many
wasted
hours.
minutes. Yeah. Hey, how's the family? Great. Now we got this new forecheck I want to explain to you. It's just there's no time for that.
All Noodles. I hope he got a cooler of Cove sodas loaded up for the golf course.
We'll use those contacts we have.
The Lego hair.
TV hair.
He's the perfect, because now I think people know what we were referencing. We talked about it a week ago. It was whatever year it was, 08, when Kiprasov is in net versus San Jose, playoff series, game 7. Mike Keenan pulls him and puts in Curtis Joseph. Goal immediately. They lose game 7 and the series. And there's some raw emotion. And Kipper, who's not a talkative guy to begin with, he was the first. I mean, he never did media day.
Yeah.
They'd have the exit meetings, and then come down and talk to me. I remember watching him like being whisked out a side door. It's like, yeah, we're not getting Kipper today. Oh, you don't think so? No, like just saw him drive away.
Yeah.
He's gone. So yeah, Jamie, he's that guy. He's perfect for that. Let's get together. Let's figure this out. Let's have a drink.
Noodles got to stop running around doing all this TV stuff. He's got to go be a consultant in Dallas. Let's go.
He's good at everything.
You have to be important enough to have that.
Well, that's right. You could be a donkey and
Nobody came to visit me after well, I was very upset at the San Jose loss as well.
Did you get pulled?
I didn't get dressed at all,
Right, so
not
you
for
were
one
benched
game.
the whole game. You didn't get yanked. Yeah.
you didn't even dress. You have even more right to be upset.
Self-promotion. So Keenan had the lineup written on the board
Yeah.
in the dressing room.
It's for game.
And then he had the games played, the playoff games played of
Oh.
everyone. My name wasn't up there.
Yeah.
So I wrote my name up there.
You just
I
added
wrote down
zeros.
my number of
Yeah.
playoff games played, and it was more than everyone.
Everybody combined. Yeah.
Jeez.
I like that.
F you.
That's our
That's
boy.
right.
But then I did run into him in New York once, and absolutely good.
Yeah.
Clobbered.
Sure.
Is he a good guy with the rink, or
If you're having beers with Mike,
just there's a lot of weasel vibes there? I don't feel like he and
Well, I
Hartley were
think
top of the list for hanging out with.
really terrible old school approach to coaching when he started, right? Nasty.
Well, and the
stuff.
thing is, he had success with it.
That's right. So
And
you
then
lean
he
into it
followed
now.
up more. Yeah.
Right. He went to Philadelphia and they went to Stanley Cups and ran into Gretzky and the like up there, or would have won Stanley Cups. Then he went to the Rangers and Chicago. Like he won with that. He got the name Iron Mike by honestly. He was a prick
Well, yeah.
and became more prickly,
That
and they
one-
kept winning.
That one about just getting the kid on the bus and getting him in and then putting him back, like, oof. Yeah, he did some nasty stuff to people.
When you could
Mind
send
games.
guys to the minors, you had considerable sway in guys' careers
Right.
back then. Pack your shit and get out. What would you imagine doing that now? To where?
Yeah, the coach is not doing that.
Where do you
I
want
have
to
no
go,
move.
coach?
You can't send me down.
I have 6 years left. Why don't you go? Maybe you should go.
Yeah.
That would be the Jay Cottinger.
Oh,
I just signed 8 years, Pete. 8.
Pete's going to be a lame duck coach, or he's not going to be there. That's how that's going to go. You're not extending him now. And a guy with his pedigree would be like, "Hey, I'm up. Let's talk
Yeah.
extension."
And what is that? How does that go in terms of like frequency? When it becomes a trend, it's like, okay, he's been a very successful coach who has been let go
and
3
removed
times.
it from
despite
duty.
on
Yes.
ice success. Not the ultimate prize.
Third round, 5 of the last 6 years, I believe, and he's been fired 3 times. San Jose, Vegas, 3
Hasn't
different
been
teams, I
fired
should
yet. Feels like it might be close.
say. Yeah.
Hearing loss clinic, owned and operated right here in Calgary.
Hurt.
Yep. Travis and Sabrina Rhodes, leaders in our city in terms of business, in terms of community, and they continue to give back. And it's kind of what their business is all about, is giving back, helping people in their everyday life. People of all ages can suffer from hearing loss. Issues can be especially challenging for kids because they don't really know they don't know what they're looking for. They don't know how to describe what might be happening, like us wise adults.
We're so wise.
So wise. Studies show that health risks like dementia, depression, others have been linked to untreated hearing loss. Custom ear protection. I hope there's so much around here. Do you think they've all gone to the hearing loss clinic?
They better be.
They haven't. They should.
All these donkeys out here. 5 hearing loss clinics in Calgary. The Chinook spot is lovely. We've been.
Mhm.
5 locations in BC. It's about empowering everyone to be socially active, connected, committed to loved ones, confident in every aspect of their life. And truly, I think kind of the revelation that there's things going on in your brain that while your brain is having to work harder to hear, there's other things that potentially devastating effects. So hearingloss.ca is the website. Get it in there. Just go. It's summertime now. Maybe your work schedule is a little easier. Kids are out of school.
That sounds good. We should look into that.
You got time to do it. Hearingloss.ca.
You could go to the Chinook Mall pancake breakfast during Stampede and then just walk across the street.
She's kitty corner, Jack. Just kitty corner.
You okay if you're all pissed up for one of those hearing tests or no? Maybe go before the Stampede breakfast.
Maybe I don't know.
Is that what
Although that
happens? at
Chinook
those?
one might be a clean one.
Yeah.
A dry one.
I was gonna say
Family friendly.
you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Rhodesy, what a guy.
They're good looking.
Same hat, same earpiece.
We're peas in a pod, me and you.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Twins.
that's quite the thing.
Doppelgangers.
Noodles in the media, a former athlete, but it's like, I don't like taking free stuff. Hasn't he been taking free stuff since he was about 15, 16?
not
Here's a
buying
tracksuit. Here's a hat. Here's a stick. Here's a gear. Here's. I think he's full of it.
I agree. I think he owns a piece of that company.
Yeah. I think he's full.
He owns it.
Yeah, we just gotta.
He's playing dumb.
Oh, so you don't own it? Oh, okay. Well, that. Oh, Noodles, you silly goose.
Every week he's pumping it.
The shares are up
28%.
20% year to year. It's fantastic. Let's do the Pinder Report. Pinder Report. How's the chat, Jack? Because I look over and I see a lot of venom. I see a lot of
People are
vitriol,
fighting.
a lot of
Okay,
bad
geez.
language,
Yeah.
unsavory
Shoot.
terminology.
Jack?
Don't be afraid to
Yes,
give
it's
someone the
not-
boot. Give him the old
Should I
heave
get the
ho.
boot?
Yeah, if you need to.
It's
You
hard
have
to watch the
do all
chat
of it,
and do. Yeah. You got an eye on it sometimes, though. You can boot people.
I'm hosting the show.
Jack, he's busy. What the hell did you do that whole interview? Just
How
read
are
the
you
chat.
possibly busier over there?
Just kidding.
When Ryan calls for clips and you don't have them, I mean, you're busy doing that.
Jack, do we have the hang glider? Let's go to the hang glider.
Yeah.
What? Hang glider?
Yeah. Do we have the elephant eating a truck tire with a snake in it?
That's tomorrow.
That's coming up. Village Honda, located in the Northwest Auto Mall. They're your dealership for life. They don't abandon you. They don't leave you. For life.
Even as you get older and grumpier, they're going to be there for you.
They're going to be there for you. New vehicle pricing, MSRP, looking to make deals on pre-owned. They want to buy your pre-owned vehicle. We've been telling you about it. It's the $1 million buy-in event. Appraisals are complimentary. You'll get that payment in 24 hours, plus just some of the best vehicles on the road today. Car and Driver magazine. So yeah, would like that one. That's number one. Top of its class. Top of its class. You take our word for it. What's that, Tommy boy? You could put your head up a
Butchers.
steer's ass and take.
Rather take the
I'll
butchers.
take the butchers. That, but for cars.
Rhett's informed us we need more Pike content in the Pinder Report. So let's get to the Pike bombs, shall we? Here we go. Oh, Jesus, Pike, settle down. No.
What's that headline,
Not
Rhett?
a fair trade.
Rhett, read that for us, please.
If the Oilers win the Stanley Cup, comma, the Flames get a better draft pick. Period. Not really.
I don't like that at all. And honestly, 31 to 32. May the team with the most Kachucks win. That's what I say.
I know what I'd be willing to sacrifice for Oilers not to win a Stanley
Do you
Cup.
want to tell us?
Yeah, that better draft pick.
Yeah, exactly.
That one spot.
I'd give you my right nut. Let's
Just
go
give,
to-
just give him the pick.
Take it back. If
We'll
you
give
win
you
this
first to just not
thing.
win.
Shit. Take the rights to some guy in Russia that's never coming over. Just win this damn thing.
Yeah.
I don't like this either. The CN Tower, apparently a huge jerk. What? Do you know how much Toronto and Edmonton fans hate each other? They've been yelling about Matthews, McDavid, Draisaitl, and Marner for the last decade. I don't
You
like
know
this
what,
at
though?
all.
If you run a tower, you're a loser anyway.
Yep,
so
there you are. See? All you
whoever's
tower
in charge
runners.
of this.
How's the tower doing this? How's it tweeting?
It's not even the high building. It's a tower that's not towering above anything.
Go ahead, color. Put all your colors
Hey,
there.
come to
you
the top of the tower and look
loser.
up at the other buildings. Thanks.
You haven't been there, have you? It literally towers over
There's
everything.
Calgary
in Toronto.
Tower for sure.
Yeah, Calgary Tower's a joke.
CN Tower's not the highest building in Toronto, is it?
It's not even close. Yes.
Damn.
It's like one of the top 10 tallest.
So the
buildings.
Calgary Tower.
Calgary Tower's kidding.
Yeah.
What you're talking
I'll tell you what, if it turns
If they
on-
do that, packing my ass. Well,
Are
you know what?
Really?
That thing's coming down.
How much
I
could
was
we
gonna say,
pay him?
don't-
How much could we pay him to get Pinder to beat his ass?
Please put this up one
Did you
day.
see
only.
what the tower did last night, Ryan?
I'm out of here. Remote broadcast the rest of the year.
That's great. Thanks,
If
CN
the
Tower.
Flames bring back Kari Ramo.
That's how I'm feeling about it.
Yeah.
Packing your ass.
Who's taking a train anyway anymore?
Well, here's the thing. This whole
Dave
rivalry.
Tower.
I want to.
This whole rivalry with Calgary and Edmonton apparently started in the 1800s over just that.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
The previously surveyed northern alignment for the Canadian Pacific Railway was abandoned in favor for the southern route that connected.
Pike bomb. It's a pike bomb.
And so guess which
What are
route
we
did go through Edmonton? CN. Those jerks. They're still playing the Edmonton card. CP came through Calgary knowing it's the better city, place to be. Favorable connections with the American railway system, preferred by the federal government.
This is the number 2 story on the Pinder Report.
Stinking
on
CN Rail.
No, it's
CN.
the Pike Report, and this is what Pike's talking. These are the things that Pike is looking into at this time.
Let's get into some gossip and
Is there
potentially
anything else about, like, is this
entirely
just
unfactual information regarding the draft, which is coming up in like 3 weeks.
Oh,
Hmm?
The Mammoth is shopping the 4th overall pick.
Oh, of course they are.
Sure they are. They want a young top 6 forward. Rhett, do you have any young top 6 forwards you could trade to get
Who
the
do you
4th
want?
overall pick? You can pick any if you're Utah. Take anyone you want. We'll take 4. That's what if I'm Craig Conroy, that's what I'm saying. Sure. Yeah, take one.
really?
Ryan
I mean,
asked,
who do you have that's going to be
Zary.
better? Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Zary plus 32, plus 18.
Who's the 4th overall pick?
Getting a good player for you. Getting a center.
No. You can't just throw out bullshit.
Well, I don't know who's getting taken at 2nd and 3rd. So I
Connor
could,
McDavid.
like,
no,
it would be Frundell, Misa. I mean, Schaefer's going to go 1.
Who else was the 4th overall?
Hagens could be there. Sam Bennett was the 4th.
Sam
overall.
Bennett.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good at hockey in Florida or in the playoffs.
Ryan asked me this morning if I would trade Zary for the 4th overall pick, and I deliberated for a moment, and then he said, "Yes, you would." So
The
he
answer is
asked
yes.
me, and then the answer is yes. He told me what my answer was.
I didn't want you to get just
Yeah.
bogged down with thinking about Connor Zary.
Okay, well, if
because
it's that easy for you, then they're going to go tell you to pound sand.
that's
so,
correct. Yeah, which makes me wonder if this report makes
He's a
any
young
sense.
top 6 forward.
If you can't get a top 6 forward with a 4th overall pick, like you want a top line forward for the 4th.
I would
overall.
think, yeah.
Like this don't make sense. Dave,
Is
come
it
on.
possible that the NHL rumor report is a bunch of hooey?
Well, they're quoting Dave, so we'll have to ask Dave about his.
Oh,
sources.
is it possible Dave Pagnotta's full of hooey?
It's possible.
Well, it is a rumor report. So.
Yeah.
That's
And
where
it
we're at,
is-
folks. We're reporting on rumors here on this 4th day of June.
Roll, hooch, coo.
Let's get to some facts, non-rumors. It's the tail of the tape between the Panthers and the
Do we bring
Oilers.
Pike back in for this?
No,
Oh,
we're good.
no.
R.I.P.
Both teams quite good. In fact, winning about 3 times the amount of times they're losing. Both flirting around 4 goals a game. You can see Florida better defensively with the goals against. Goal differential tidy on both sides. Slight edge to the Oilers in power play. Edge to the Panthers in penalty kill. And the save percentage 905 to 896.
It's a considerable penalty kill edge. I thought the penalty kill for the Oilers had been better.
Yeah,
They got
3
absolutely
against
crushed the
Dallas.
first 3
That
games of the
game
years against LA at the playoffs.
That's true.
And again, I mean, if you want to handpick games not to include, like, you know, the first 3 against LA if you're Edmonton, or first 4, or if you're Florida, you're like, yeah, we're just going to ignore the 2-0 deficit we found ourselves in. These numbers would all look even better. Good teams. They both belong there. They both pretty much dummied each of their opponents with relative ease. I guess the only caveat would be the LA series for Edmonton and the Toronto series for Florida.
God, we could have had so much fun if they'd lost to LA.
There still could be fun, Rhett. You just have to wait 8 weeks until this is over.
Did you bring it up, or was it someone else around the rinks this weekend that said Gretzky's first cup? Winning against 2 Islanders after
Well, yeah, that's
losing to the Islanders.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crosby's first cup.
Yeah. McDavid was asked about this. I said, this is a different story. So I'll take Connor's word for it. Thanks, Con.
All right, Con.
Good boy. Let's move.
And feel free to F it up and not win.
Are we staying in Edmonton for
Look
the
what we're
assembly
wearing.
media?
I'm wearing orange.
Yeah, you're gross. Get out of here.
What was wrong with me? What
You
a
literally
fail.
played for the Panthers. You don't have a jersey you could have ripped out?
I
today?
have a jersey, and I was gonna. What a
Undies?
fail this is! I'm sorry, people.
and your balls are blue.
Mm.
That's
Never.
I mean, You got to think about these
I am
things.
sorry, people.
Expect better from you on a big day.
Back to you, Ryan.
Expect a lot better. Okay. Let's get to another award. The NHL gave away in sneaky fashion those tricky devils. Oh, Nikita, you got to go meet with the coach.
Work in progress for the last week, trying to get all the guys out here for the Ted Lindsay Award. Plan was to obviously surprise him when he got off the ice, but then he didn't skate today, so we had to really rally the troops, and we put him in the sauna for 25 minutes and cold tub, and tried to prolong so everyone could make it in time.
Obviously
I know
exciting.
when we met at the end of the season, I told you for the year-end awards that they were flying the winners to LA or something like that. They're giving you the option now. You can go to LA. I will fly you, Anastasia, the kids, whoever you want. And if you want, they can fly the trophy here and just do something locally. So whatever you prefer.
What trophy?
Well, if you win one, like
I mean,
yeah, yeah, it'd be nice. It'd be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice. Yeah,
Which is not so on fire. I don't want
Tampa's already a good spot for a vacation.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good. All right. Everything else good?
Yeah.
All right. Good. All right. Take care, Coach. Yeah. See ya. Yeah.
Very natural.
Yeah.
Yes, it was, eh? Good to work there. That's the players voting on the best player in the league. That's what that is. And Nikita Kucherov, another monster year.
We'll fly you and your kids and your wife out to LA. We'll take care of everything. I'm good.
But Tampa's already great, right? What trophy? Oh shoot, I gave it away. Julian, you're not an actor.
Well, the awards, I mean, they are still doing a show.
They are?
Yes.
Kind of. They're gonna
June 12th, a 1-hour special before Game 4.
It's prepackaged. It's not live. But
The
yes.
Hart and Vezina winners will be revealed. Those will still be surprises. Hosted by Isaiah Mustafa.
The Lion King?
No.
Is he the good one or the bad one?
Mustafa was the good one, wasn't he?
No,
Scar?
I think
Scar was the bad one, yeah, for
yeah,
sure.
he is a real-
Isaiah Mustafa is an LA Kings fan, a former football player, but most commonly known as the shirtless Old Spice pitchman.
Oh, yeah, I know that guy. He's funny.
He's funny.
He's the guy. So
Oh.
for the 1-hour special, shirts optional.
I
I
guess.
should take this stupid.
And
orange.
those prepackaged, they'll run because they've done that for a number of the we actually didn't
So
see the one that
Barkov
they
the
did for
other day.
Barkov because Jack didn't run it or have it. Somebody
Thank you, Jack.
breakdown.
And so we now know two of the major awards.
So
Selke.
get rid of the other one.
And
Barkov.
Bing, Lady Bing. Ooh, mama.
Oh, the Binger. Who's it going to go to? Bing, bing, bing. Let's go to the assembling media in Edmonton. A lot of the big shots flying out, getting to go to the cultural capital.
The
Oh,
Hippo
look at
tank?
these chain restaurants. Okay, so there's Kyle Bukowskis on the right, Bob Stauffer, Elliot Friedman at the back, David Amber. What the fuck? It's the boomer bump. The day he gets on Bartburner. Look at this schmuck. It's Fire Marshal Bill hanging out with Elliot Friedman.
That's just a bad picture, or what?
Was he wearing a hat? Boom.
He should buy one. Be my advice.
Friedman hates you.
Zoom, zoom.
I don't think Friedman hates
Oh,
me.
I do.
Why do you hate Friedman?
I don't hate Friedman.
What the hell's going on?
And- and my buddy
things ain't
Jess-
like the other ones.
Let's not look at Oilers.
Where they put all the drinks on the table.
He's going to be
So,
mad at you. He's going to see this and go, why is
He's
Good.
gonna see that.
I'm loving him up.
His fiance loves the show. She's gonna be like,
Good.
"Hey, it was so great. You were on Barnburner on
That's
Monday.
right.
And they were talking about you again
Hey.
today on the show." And Ryan's
Walker's fiance. Just real quick here. Just tell him he's on the show. Don't give him any context. He'll figure it out on his own.
Do we have any close-ups of anyone else? Any David Amber?
No one else was on the show yesterday, Dean. Tommy Wheeldon was
2
not at
days
the
ago.
table. New deals out there. Contracts being signed.
Good thing this made the Pinder Report.
I just laughed.
Uh-huh.
And you did too, even though you're being sheepish about
I
it.
just don't know why we zoom in.
We
It's
need
very
more
windy, clearly.
more Bort license plates to the gift shop. Sugar has re-signed in Vancouver. Agreed to terms. Agreed to terms.
Well,
$2 million.
congrats.
Okay, I guess, yeah.
It's a Bort.
Sugar. Do we have that or no?
No.
Yeah, I thought that would made the cut.
Shut up.
Brock Lobster got paid today. The Colorado Avalanche extending the second line center on a 3-year, $7.5 million deal.
Jesus.
It feels like it, right?
I see what he's probably
I know.
comparing to college. I'm like,
Sorry, making it kill you. But again, if you're telling me Mikko's too expensive and just going to throw 7.5 around like that,
you just got your asses kicked.
yeah, with him,
Yeah.
Yes, you didn't get your asses kicked, but you lost.
you were in
And they
control.
didn't have their best player.
You're up 2-0 in the third period. You in game 7. I'm
I
correct.
think they should trade McKinnon to Pittsburgh
Oh, Jack's all in on that. He's been working back channel on that for ages.
and Necas because Noodles.
Yeah, what's the name of that new coach you got, Jack?
Dan the man.
Dan the man. He's just come on in, McKinnon.
Dan the man. Dan,
Dan
he's our
the
boy.
Muse.
If he can't do it, no one
Dan the Muse.
will.
We're gonna help a flame. Rhett's buddy needs a little help here. Let's take a look. Mackenzie Uyghur's got a new car.
That must be nice.
Oh, I think we got to name it the Rhetster. What do you think, Dean? The Rhetmobile 44. What are you?
I think you're overblowing. I don't think there's
That's
a feud.
key.
I think they're kindred spirits.
That's what I'm trying to build bridges here.
You don't need to. There's irrelevance in both.
That's a nice
Camps.
car. That's all I'm saying.
But and I don't care. This is what Noodles was talking about, right?
You want
If
to be
you're on
private.
social, yeah, like, and it's not about Uyghur or who's doing it. I would say if you're using social media and you are being out there and you are want to be, well, then you have to.
Now we know what you drive.
Yeah. So when that car screws out,
Yeah.
somebody.
I'm not bringing that to Calgary in the winter. That's getting cozied up nice in some barn in Ontario. I'll break that out in the summer. But yeah,
And I don't care. This is what Noodles was referring to.
Is that a candy apple red?
that looks good.
Well, that'd be about a 69.
He's on you here, Dean. I don't know anything about cars.
It's nice. Congrats, Weeks.
Yeah, good. Nice whip. Flames red. Don't mind that. Boy, we've seen some bad teams in pro sport. The Colorado Rockies, they had 9 wins 2 days ago, and they played 59 games in the majors. Let's go to a ram-packed Marlins Stadium. Up 3-2. 2 outs in the 9. They win at the wall.
Oh, I liked that announcement.
Oh, no.
Now, there's a lot going on here. That, my friends, is back-to-back wins for the first time since August of last year.
Well, it was just August of last year.
Yeah.
And
Time flies. Right?
it is a 3-game
Yeah.
series. They have won the series.
Nice.
Incredible. And suck it, Scotty Scheffler. You haven't won a golf tournament since
That's
Monday.
right. Yeah.
Huge crowd on hand for this one. 137 people. I'm not lying.
No way.
An MLB record. Now, the Montreal Expos used to own this record book for lowest attendance. That stadium's like what, 4 years old? 5?
I find this hard to believe. Yeah, this is
Oof.
really new.
Yuck. Too bad they didn't get to see the history being made. Back-to-back
The
wins.
Panthers are.
I was going to say, that said,
Oof.
it's June.
It's
It's hot.
It's indoors and it's air conditioned. It is not hot in there.
It's
It
the
used to be
Rockies.
outdoors.
You escape the heat by going to this game. Goodness.
999s.
Yeah, seriously. More hot dogs than people in that thing.
Yeah. More people at Greta.
Close, yeah. Let's get an update on Paul Skeens, Jack's boy. Oh,
How about Paul Skeen's significant other?
he's
Oh,
winning life. Look at this.
important.
Striking people out, hardly allowing runs.
Right? Like
Got
he
a
does all
lovely,
this
talented.
bullshit stuff, and then he like
Mhm.
You want to create some interest?
8 innings. Look at, he's absolutely
This isn't what
nasty.
I'm talking about.
You know what he's doing? He's tipping buckets. He shows the Uyghur card to take a run at you. He's showing Paul Skeens to take a run at Jack. Yes, Ryan Pinder.
Just getting people up to date on the news that matters.
gotta,
It's the Pinder Report.
Just some Paul Skeens numbers that continue.
No, he looks great. He was unhittable practically,
Yeah.
guys. He only allowed 3 hits.
Hey.
Stuck with the loss, though. Oh, dear. Second time this year, he's gone 8+ with 1 or fewer runs allowed,
Yes,
3 or fewer hits,
Friggin' Pinder.
and 8+ strikeouts. Oh,
Disparages others for maybe crafting numbers to suit a narrative, and look at this Pinder.
in the
report.
last 124 years, it's only happened twice.
Hey, what should we name Wiggsy's car, Red? Hey, 44? Hey, retro, Wardensies?
Cherry red. Lovely. Yeah, it's been over 100 years
Oh,
since
a
we've
little
seen
more
anything like
Skeens,
this.
eh?
Yeah,
Hey, Jack?
geez, that's Jack. You're not old enough to remember this, but Dutch Leonard back in 13-14.
You know what? You can give him a headbutt. He is just.
We got more too.
Oh,
It's-
good.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Yeah, well, because now Schemes is like the meme because
So that's
Pirates yellow.
So bad.
I don't get this. Here.
Dean should be happy. It's going to be a great Yankee.
He will be a great Yankee.
Well, it's like being something fancy and high end when everything around you is
This
shit.
was like
Oh.
Mika when he arrived to Calgary. I'm kidding.
So Rhett's the house trailer?
I'm teasing.
Now you can headbutt him.
Yeah,
That's
I'm
what I
getting
grew
everyone
up
here.
in. That's the, well,
You grew up in that Ferrari? It's nails. Whew. Sorry, Jack, about all the Pittsburgh sports stuff. Yesterday, their tight
I was
end.
gonna say, I have
blew out
no
his
idea if they
ACL.
won or like.
No, they lost.
Yeah, you weren't listening because
They lost 3-0.
Lost despite.
No, I heard that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lost. Steelers, how's that new tight end, Donald Parham? settling?
ACL torn.
Yesterday at practice. You can't have nice things.
David,
At least he got Dan the man.
stem cells. That'll
Dan
be
the man.
back in no time.
Dan the man.
Better day today, Jack.
Better day. We're bringing in Babe Davis.
Are you?
Yeah,
Big
apparently.
game, Gabe.
Babe,
Gabe.
Okay.
game.
babe,
Babe.
You
Dave.
did nothing in Jacksonville.
This is
Look
the
at you.
last year of the Ralph, too, by the way, you guys.
Oh, you got to get there.
I've been there.
I mean, this year for the last year, that's a big thing.
I wouldn't want to go if you guys aren't coming.
Right.
That's the only
Yeah.
way you have gone ever. You've literally never gone with any of
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
We haven't gone down the street for dumplings, let alone to Buffalo. To
I'm
the
not sure about the. I'm gonna try it.
Yeah?
I want traditional.
it'll be closed in 15 minutes.
Oh, dear.
Oh, there's cementing or paving or whatever now. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
A lot of whatever out there for sure.
Go ahead, Ryan.
You ever had to
That's easy.
pee and you just do a half-assed job to get out of there? Maybe you got a dinner rezo and it's like
No.
we gotta move. Like we're just pull and shoot on this. That's what this umpire apparently did yesterday. Laz Diaz, this is one of the worst calls you'll ever see.
Oh, a called strike and Meg.
Can't you challenge that?
Nope. Triple A, you could figure that out.
Strictly.
Oh boy. Yeah, he's got to go to the washroom. He's got to.
I
He's
have
got
to
a
take a
tinkle, I
leak.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
Big weekend in Calgary as the Calgary Stampeders will open their CFL regular season against stinking Bo Levi, our pal. And look at this. What's this?
Buffalo Bill great.
Stamps great. Lions great. Argos great. Chargers. Oh man, that's going to be pretty good. Doug Flutie says, can't wait to be back in Calgary. Some good times with Doug at the helm.
Gunning for Dickinson's shop.
Is he starting under center?
What? Jeez, Dave, look over your shoulder, bud. See, that's about Dave. Just unrest.
Now, here's the thing.
What's
Okay.
the deal with this? So
He's
what-
not the only Stampeder that might be in the neighborhood. Look what the Stamps announced this morning.
Marcus Crandall. Wow.
Nick
Alex.
Lewis, Jermaine Copeland, John Cornish, Alex Singleton.
John, pull your hamstring, Cornish.
Jermaine Copeland, Nick Lewis, Beauties.
Marcus Crandall.
Mark McLaughlin played for 100 years.
I was looking at Renee's numbers because Renee turns 40, I think,
Yeah.
like a month or a few weeks ago. We said happy birthday. He still needs like 4 years of prolific kicking to like catch Mark McLaughlin. It's insane. And the family of Normie Kwan, who's a pioneer and a legend in the sport, 80-year birthday party coming up Saturday for the home opener against the Ticats.
I like it.
That's a hell of a list.
I mean, it sounds disrespect. It's like no disrespect to Marcus Crandall but I mean, Nick Lewis, John Cornish, like you're talking about all-time record holders.
Greatest Canadian in the league maybe ever in Cornish. You're talking about one of the greatest quarterbacks ever in Flutie, greatest kicker potentially ever in McLaughlin, and then just absolute legends at wide receiver in Copeland and Lewis.
80th.
And a most outstanding player, or best defense player of the year in Alex Singleton, who's playing with the Broncos right now.
Sure he is.
He back.
June 7.
Woo! All right. Weather looks unreal, by the way. So
Where did the Stamps play 80 years ago?
probably I don't know.
Probably right there.
Was it McMahon?
80 years ago would be the when was it constructed? The 30s?
It's a good question.
I don't have the answers.
Well, I mean, but true, like 80 years is
That's a long time. Did they open another
hell of
field
a-
before they moved into
hell of a
McMahon?
long
That's a
time.
good question. All right, let's get to some dumb stuff. Let's start with Gritty, our pal.
we're starting with after the Skeens.
Gritty's
trailer
last.
Ferrari?
Gritty's last. Okay, so let's
So
get. I want you guys to guess. We're gonna slow mo this. We're warning whiteboard. Can we warn our whiteboard this? Red, are you okay to handle this for us?
Well, I don't know what
Well, that's it. We're gonna break it down. We're gonna slow. Here we go. Rhett's
Well,
whiteboard. Cool.
How am I going to break it down if I don't know what it is?
We're gonna watch it, and then you're gonna say, back that up, Jack. Whoa, Jack, whoa, freezer right there, Jack. So everything looks normal right now. Got some sort of ace. Okay,
Oh,
stop
Lord.
it right there, Jack. They're gonna make the play at first, and that guy's not getting laid for a few months.
This is stupid. That is.
How dumb could you be? What are you doing? That is
You're the
worst thing
idiot.
you could do.
These people.
That guy's the idiot.
No, you're the idiot.
Oh, we're both idiots.
You just played it.
We had to show how this is the Pinder Report where they get to the idiot portion. We show idiots.
You want me to break that down?
We're good.
Don't bring me into your bullshit report.
80 years, Jack. It's a long time.
That is a long
Right?
time.
Who were those people? Were they somebody that we're supposed to know, or is this just
Who, Doug Flutie? He's
That
an
was,
all-time Stampeder great.
Marcus Crandall. Great cube.
Marcus Crandall came in, quarterback.
Number Kwong. Pioneer.
I remember the Kwongs.
Jermaine Copeland backed up Peyton Manning at Tennessee.
Really?
Has a great story.
Peyton.
He's backing up Peyton. Peyton's a stud. He's got to be going to the NFL. Like, he's
Kidding me?
comes back. Oh, I'm very happy to announce I'm coming back for another season.
God
damn. He's like, fuck. Copeland's like, finally, Peyton's going to get out of here. I'm going to be the starter. Tennessee, be huge.
Orange.
I'm coming back for another. Damn it.
Always about you, Peyton, huh? Always about you. Summer beers are different than winter beers. I think we all understand that. Weather's different.
Brown liquor.
Or maybe a lighter beer. No, you might remember this mustachioed fellow. Jack, you recognize him from a segment we ran in the Pinder Report months ago. What was that about?
The dry January, where he would take days from later months.
Yeah, he's
then
borrowing.
Okay.
Yeah,
borrowing days.
Yeah.
Same guy.
Yeah. So anyway, he's got some life hacks for us. Here's how we just figure out how the summer beers work.
In the warmer months, societal norms surrounding drinking are different. You know this. You know that thing where when it's nice out, drinks shouldn't really count as much? Same. Amidst my work discovering the drinking in the winter formula, I came across an opposite yet equally important formula that has escaped the world's greatest minds for centuries. My team of me spent countless hours confirming this proof, and I'm happy to announce it's finally ready to publish. My God. A new way to think about drinking when it's nice out. At long last, the drinking in the summer formula. You take the absolute value of 81, the optimal drinking outside temperature, minus the current temperature. You multiply that by pi and divide all that by 81. Multiply that times the number of drinks you currently have, you get your new adjusted summer drink total. Say it's 70 degrees. 81 minus 70 is 11. Times pi is 34.5. Divided by 81 is 0.42. Say I've had 6 beers. Fun. 6 times 0.4 is actually 2.5. So when it's nice out, I've only had 2.5 beers. 2.5 beers during a work lunch is nothing. Oh, you want me to do Celsius? Shut up! What if it's 81 degrees? 81 minus 81 is 0. Times pi is 0. Times the number of drinks I've currently had is 0. Drinks don't count. I wasn't depressed all winter for nothing. Yes. This is what we've been waiting for.
Summer beers are back, boys. And Rhett doesn't like it. Let's do the math, see how many beers it's going to count as. It's full screen on rep, please.
Again, when you have to explain the joke and everyone's falling asleep, it's probably
There was math. I was just worried.
I'm good at math. Took grade 10 algebra 3 times.
Really good.
Nailed it.
Let's close out with Gritty. Another fellow that decided to wear orange today. Gritty. He doesn't have as many choices as Rhett.
Frozen camera.
He's selling bathwater, Dean, which apparently is a thing now. It's the buy-in event, Village Honda.
Village Honda. Car and Driver Magazine has ranked the Honda Accord #1 in the mid-size sedan segment. And the thing is, on the 2025, even more new features and improvements from the one that was already ranked #1. They don't sit still. They don't rest on their laurels.
It's like the Panthers getting Seth
Honda.
Jones and
That's right.
Brad Marchand.
That's exactly what
Just
it is.
improving
Yeah.
on the best
That's
already.
what they do. Village Honda, Northwest Auto Mall. A message from the Alberta Teachers Association. Alberta spends the least per student on public education in Canada, leaving schools underfunded and in crisis. Overcrowded classrooms, unmet student needs, dwindling supports are driving record numbers of teachers to leave the professions. Now, as Albertans, we cannot ignore this neglect. Our children deserve better. It's time to act. Advocate for increased funding and demand answers from your MLA. Why does Alberta invest the least in its students? The excuses must stop. Stand up for our schools, support our educators, and help ensure every child has the opportunity to succeed. The future of education in Alberta depends on it. For more information, visit the website stoptheexcuses.ca. I was stunned to hear it. I mean, the least.
Certainly not the most.
We're a well-to-do province out here. We should be doing more. We should be doing better than that. Stoptheexcuses.ca to find out more on that. How do we feel about making picks? Do we want to just kind of sit back and enjoy and just watch the series without having any kind of rooting interest? Just I
don't really have any strong feelings about either these clubs, particularly.
You're an admirer of the sport.
Sorry.
He's an admirer of the sport.
Yeah, I have 2 good teams. I just
good
want
games, yeah.
Championship quality.
I hope for good entertainment.
Right. Yep.
Almost puked saying that, by the way.
It's probably the way to do it. Just let this thing play out. Unless you guys had a thought.
I'm wearing orange, so read it.
Right.
Don't read into it.
Nice move there.
So read into it or don't. You're free to do whatever you want to do. Let's do our bets. Want to get into the action for the Stanley Cup playoffs at Bet365? They got you. Game props, player props, totals, and the money line. You can even bet on futures like series winners, conference champions. Although, let's be honest, right now, it's the Stanley Cup champions. Whatever your bet is, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Download the app. Get in on the game. Official partner of the Stanley Cup playoffs. Must be 19 or older. Game 1 tonight. Which means football.
Got lots.
Yeah.
Don't want to touch tonight's game.
I don't blame you.
But you can bet on the most goals scored in the series. The Untitled is the favorite at plus 280. He should be the favorite. He's the highest scoring guy. 50 every year, right?
Mm-hmm.
Playoffs even better. Big goals, you think Leon. May he score many goals. Trying to get his team back into games that his goaltender has given away. And the Stamps are in action this weekend. There's the line. It's swung. Was 2 points. Hamilton favored yesterday. Now 1.5. They heard Flutie was coming. It's a half point at least for the home team. We're going to take Calgary plus the points, minus 115 there.
The Flutie bump.
Correct.
Yeah. There you have it. It's weird because we always talk about, you got to back the season up. You got to back the CFL season up. It's like, holy cow. We're starting already.
It's time. It's nice out.
If it was any earlier than this, you'd be like, Maybe it's too early.
May long.
Think so?
You do have to wait till the NFL draft's done. That's the big caveat with starting earlier than that. I know they've talked about moving it way up. You can't do the CFL draft to the NFL draft's done.
So you can't have the season without a draft, or
You definitely want to have guys knowing whether they're NFL property or not before you. They're not going to come if they don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, the nerds talk about this all the time.
I was going to say I don't know.
This is what the benders of the world will tell me. You
Okay.
cannot back it up too much because the draft
Stop
is where the draft
questioning
is.
John Bender, Dean.
I wouldn't do it.
He's just feeling better after
was
the
gonna say, he's
999.
just,
Finally getting over his sodium
yeah,
headaches.
Glad to hear it.
Glad to hear it. We'll be here tomorrow
Maybe.
to react.
Maybe.
Yeah, there's a lot of talk.
Analyze.
There's a lot of talk about not being here for shows going on right now.
It just feels like there's a lot of unused vacation around the table. We should really lean into that for a bit here.
I know I have something in the morning, so I'll be here. I'll be here for the show tomorrow. I'm not sure about Jack.
It's the Boomer and Jack show.
Yeah. Me and you, buddy.
Let's do it.
I can't wait to hear of Jack's deep dive into the new Pittsburgh Penguins.
He sucks. He's junk. That
Dan,
guy's
see what Dan the man's
sucks.
bringing to the table.
There was
right.
a development today, though. Yesterday, Steelers all in.
Yeah,
What?
they're all in.
You are?
This was the
No,
report.
that's what Schefter said.
Oh,
They're
He
all
said
in.
They're going all in.
on what?
What?
I don't know.
All in, as in, what do you mean all in? Like
All
they're
in
going
is
for
they're
the
going for
Super
they're-
Bowl?
Yeah, they're going all in.
With
Well, they're not good enough.
again, remind us of that quarterback.
Mason Rudolph.
Right.
And the fans hate him already.
Already.
'Cause, he was standing beside Trump talking at something.
Yeah, they were pissed off because they
Yeah.
did the thing. Yeah.
I would think the Trump supporters would be happy about that, but
Yeah.
the ones that aren't wouldn't.
There's a lot of Trumpers in Pittsburgh because I've seen the signs.
So
Private
renewed
enough.
hope then, Jack, because they said
They're back, baby.
we're going all
in.
in.
Dude, they're chasing Jonnu Smith. Buckle up,
Wow,
Steelers fans.
good stuff.
Jonnu Smith.
Hockey gods, please, please.
Everyone say a little something, sacrifice something, do what you got to do. Wear orange.
See you, buddies.